Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be breaking down the Katy Perry website, but before we do that, we do have a few shout outs. So thank you so much to Julie, to Oscar and also to Ada who have all subscribed to the channel. If you would like a shout out, then you just need to let me know in the comments section below if you are owed one, and also subscribe to the channel so that I can add you into next time's shout outs at the beginning of the video. So as we said, today we're going to be looking at the Katy Perry website. This website is a little different to the other websites that I have annotated and analysed so far, and the reason for that is that it has a sort of gateway site which you can sort of see here. So in order to get to Katy Perry's actual website, you're faced with this first and you have to consciously click enter site in order to get there. So we're going to annotate both this and the main site together. So to begin with then, we have this dark blue background. It seems sort of textured, and this makes obviously the gateway website seem more simplistic, and obviously it needs to be simplistic because you don't want to make it too fussy, otherwise the audience aren't going to know what to do to get to the main site, and they're also going to perhaps get bored and click off. It contrasts to the name of Katy Perry's latest album, Smile, which is obviously because dark blue suggests sort of moodiness and perhaps sort of depression, rather than obviously smiling, which is the name of the album itself. And interestingly, by layering the album on top of this background, although they have taken the background from that album and that word smile, it sort of looks like it's cut out and stuck onto the page in that sense. So it sort of blends with the page itself. Now the font at the top of the page is capitalized. It's also in a serif font, so this connotes seriousness, which could obviously link to the expression on Katy Perry's face on the front of the album. We have the button to actually enter the website itself in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now the red colour of this button stands out to make the choice obvious for the demographic. You want them to be able to access the website quite easily, so obviously it needs to stand out and be quite visual and engaging. The album itself is in the centre of the screen. This provides a selling point for the audience and also acts as an advertisement and provides the house theme for the site as a whole. And we also have this link to the shop. Now the shop is quite important because this is the only other link that we've got on the page, and so it sort of suggests that the revenue side of things for Katy Perry is quite important for her. Finally, we have social media linked at the bottom of the page to provide sort of interactivity for the audience and also acts as a level of convergence. And we'll go into that a little bit more detail on the actual website that we've got here. So to begin with, on Katy Perry's website, one of the things that we could say is the fact that it's very, very minimal compared to other websites, particularly Taylor Swift, which is the other female artist that you could be writing your exam on. Compared to her website, this is really simplistic. So this is the whole page from start to finish, from the top of the home page right to the very bottom, and it literally, as you can see, fits on this one slide, whereas normally for like for Taylor Swift's website, I'm having to use like 3 or 4 different slides because it just goes on and on forever. So it's very, very simplistic here, and that's one of the things that we might want to pick out and comment on in our exams. We've got, though, a banner at the top of the page, and this seems to be a convention for musician websites as a whole. Virtually every musician website I've analysed has got this banner up at the top of the page here. And we've also got the links to the other page, so they give multimedia and information to the audience. We're going to have a look at those towards the end of this video. Again, we have social media repeated here. It's very prominent at the top of the page, so again provides this convergence, but also shows how Katy Perry wants to be interactive with her audience because she's putting this social media multiple times across the pages that we've seen so far. Now the cover art for her latest album is shown again here. The background and image link to the house style of the gateway site. The image is a mid shot. It provides contrast between the name of the album, Smile, and also the facial expression that Katy Perry has. And this also acts as the scroll point for the page. So anything here that is above this line, this is above the scroll and would be part of the home screen. Anything below this line is considered below the scroll, and you have to physically scroll down to get to the rest of the page. Now the red banner underneath that is obviously contrasting and stands out from the red, so it's something that's quite visual and engaging. It also uses a sans serif font, so we've changed from serious and sophisticated because now the things that we're going to see are less serious because they're videos, or as you can see here, the merchandise as well. Now the latest video is included there as promotion and advertisement, but we could also consider this convergence as well, because we're not just looking at something that's on a website now, we're looking at a proper video, and would obviously link, if you wanted to the YouTube page as well. We then have the same image from the Gateway site included here, emphasising how important the revenue and the shop and the merchandise is to Katy Perry. And another repetition is the social media and convergence included at the bottom of the page. Now this is 3 times that we have seen the social media across both pages for Katy Perry, and so this shows that she places a lot of importance on her online presence and really wants to engage and interact with her audiences in lots of different ways. Now obviously all of these annotations are really important and useful for us to know as a whole, but we also need to know the additional pages. So we've got the home page, which obviously provides this general information. It's the most relevant and up-to-date information, and this would probably target her primary audience, who are female, probably 16 to 24, and because of that are C1 to E on the ABC system. They're likely to be aspirers who want to be like Katy Perry, or mainstreamers because she is a very prominent pop figure within that genre. We then have the music page, which gives a direct link to the discography of Katy Perry. So this isn't just for the latest tracks, this is for all of her albums and songs and tracks that she has released so far. So this would provide not only nostalgia, but information for new audiences as well. Now you obviously are going to get the primary demographic engaging with that to an extent, but because this is something that provides this nostalgia or this information, we're likely to be seeing an older audience going to this page. So perhaps 24 to 35. And because of their ages, they're likely to be B to C2 on that ABC scale, and may also be mainstreamers wanting to find out more about somebody who is quite a large figure within the pop genre. The video page, again, very similar to the music page in terms of our audience, and obviously the only difference here between music and videos is that we've got one that's purely auditory, and now we've got one that's providing this visual as well. So this not only acts as convergence because it's likely to take the audience to Katy Perry's YouTube page, but is also something that would provide that visual narrative rather than just the auditory sounds. And so again, we're looking at targeting a very similar audience to music here. Listen to Smile is a link to the most recent track or album, so acting as self-promotion and trying to increase the hype and increase the engagement with the latest release, and it signifies to the demographic what they should be listening to because it's been singled out and picked out here, as well as fitting in with the entire house style and theme as a whole. So we're back to targeting our primary demographic and our primary audience here. And finally, we have the store. So this is a place for Katy Perry to make revenue from her merchandise. The merchandise itself would act as advertising because the people who are wearing it are then going to be promoting her wherever they go. And here we're going to see a split between male and female because the people who are buying from the store may not be our primary demographic, because some of them aren't going to have the disposable income to actually spend on the merchandise themselves, and so we're looking at secondary demographic of parents here, 24 to 40, A to C1, mainstreamers and succeeders to afford the merchandise. I know that was a really quick rundown of the video today. It's quite a simple site, so it didn't take long for us to go through. Hopefully you found it useful. Here are a few key terms that I've used throughout the video so far, so make sure you're looking up any of these that you don't understand using that glossary that I've signposted to you guys in the previous video on the Educast website. If you have any questions, comments, any ideas for other videos, pop them in the comments section below, or you can get in touch with me through my social media, which is Twitter and Instagram, and that's in the description box below. If you want a shout out at the beginning of the next video, do please subscribe and hit the button down below. If you hit the bell icon next to it, you also get notifications every time I post a new video, which should be every weekend. And I will see you guys later for the next video.